I asked the wife, what did Santa do in the garden all day? She said she didn't know, and I told her ho ho ho. But I was going to show you there about them little marks. You can see 30 inches that we had tiller to go through there. I have to take the outside tines off, but give you plenty of place to deweed your garden, give your plants plenty enough room to grow, and give you plenty enough room to walk through. I'm just preparing my ground for put my garden in tomorrow. And I always like to do hills, or correction, rows like this. A lot of people just use flat ground and score the ground, plant it in, and I always like to have hills, correction, rows, and just makes your garden look prettier. And yeah, tiller it up and just cleaning stuff out. Another thing is when you're de-weeding your garden, don't pick your weeds out and throw them across the garden. Put them in a bucket and carry them out. That way spores and seed from your plant don't scatter, broadcast across your garden. Talk a little bit about weeding your garden out here. Get you a 5-gallon bucket. After you get your rows dug and put where you want it, shore up any crooks or what have you. Get you a 5-gallon bucket and go through and weed your garden out, instead of just picking the weeds and throwing them out of the garden. Because doing that, you just broadcasting the seed. I never done much gardening on my own, although I did, growing up, and I looked at it as a punishment instead of something that would help me in my adult years. So I never didn't do much gardening. It's not that I don't know how to do it, just never did like to do it. And I know there's some things I don't know how to grow, and tricks to this and that and everything. It's the same as putting your rows up. Put a stringer up there, 2 pegs at the end, and make your rows that way. But I always just do the 30-inch method. That way I can take a tiller through it and plow it up. De-weed it that way. Plus it takes longer for the weeds to get this high up and to choke your plants out. And with the hills, your or correction, your rows, your soil stays aerated longer instead of having it down on the ground so it can just be packed down. Like I said, this may be a little bit harder method than some of you are used to doing. Some of you may be doing this method, I don't know. It's just the way I was taught to do it, and that's the way I've always done it. Probably continue to do it. But you know, where I walked through here several times, I just take and my 30-inch mark here. Let's take and rake. You don't gotta sit there and chop and beat. You just rake it because it's already tillered, and form your row. Just pull it down as far as you can pull it. Like I said, you'll have to sure up some ends here and there. Got a rock in there. Another little thing I like to talk about is they say a 200 square foot garden will supply one man with 1 year's food. I kind of find that hard to believe. Not that I've ever done it, you know, debunked it or anything, but it's hard for me to see a year's worth of food in a 10 by 20 for one man. You know, and the average plants, the plant per crop is anywhere from 5 to 20. 5 tomato plants, 20 cucumbers, things of that nature. These are just some things that give you to think about. Although this garden here is 300 and some square feet. The other one out there is 100 and something, 180. A total of 529. But you know, outside of that, that's about it. Okay, just get your 20 rows, rake it in, rake it down as far as you can. And after you get everything where you want it, then go back and weed it. Get all the weeds out. I'll bring it over to right here.